Oh, first try. What's up, fam? I hope this message finds you well. If it doesn't find you well, smile for me. We're alive. Thank you, God, for another day. Quick message. I want to share a story. I want to share a lesson that I relearned this week, learned a little bit deeper through an experience that I had. I think if you decide to listen all the way through to this, you'll take some value from it. I'll get right into the story. So about 2 weeks ago, I committed to doing a little challenge, created a challenge for myself, 40 days straight of rucking, which if you don't know what rucking is, basically it's just walking or jogging with some sort of weight on your back, whether it's a weight vest or a backpack with weight in it. But I committed to a challenge, 40 days straight, 1.5 miles minimum each day. And today is day 14. But I made that promise to myself, right? I committed to it. I made a promise to myself. I made a decision that I was going to do 40 days straight. Anyways, this past weekend, on Saturday, I took a day trip to the beach with a bunch of friends, and I didn't drive. I slept at a friend's house the night before, so I didn't have my ruck. I didn't have my weight vest or anything. And we ended up being at the beach all day long. We didn't get back home till past midnight. And when I got back home, I completely forgot that I didn't do my ruck that day, up until this point. And I finally pull into the driveway. It's like 12:30. I usually go to sleep around, like anywhere from 9 to 10, in between 9 and 10. So at that time, I'm exhausted. I've been in the sun all day. I'm sweaty. I don't even want to shower. All I want to do is go to sleep. But I pull into the driveway. I get out of the car. And as I'm taking my backpack and my stuff out of the car, I see my weight vest. And I'm like, shoot, bro. You didn't do your ruck today. And I sat there for a second. And I was like, we got to do it right now. It's raining. It's like 12:30. I feel disgusting. I'm exhausted. All I want to do is get into bed. And it would have been so easy to break that promise and just been like, all right, I'll just do extra tomorrow. But I decided to follow through. I put the weight vest on, and I rucked till 1 a.m. And in the rain, exhausted, just felt like crap. Did not want to do it at all, right? But here's the principle, is I stuck to the promise. I stuck to the promise that I made to myself. The following day, I felt so great. I had so much confidence in myself. I just was in a good relationship with myself. Why? Because I kept the promise I made to myself. So I built trust with myself. I gave myself evidence to believe that I'm a trustworthy person and that I can trust myself with the decisions that I made. And I don't say any of this to be like, oh, look at me. Like, bro, really not that hard to do. Congratulations, you went and walked with a weight vest on till 1 a.m. It's not why I say this. I want to encourage myself and you guys in this of, let us be people who simply keep the promises that we make to ourselves, because it helps us to build a better relationship with ourselves. If your best friend, for example, promises you something and then doesn't follow through with it, the first time you're like, okay, like whatever, yeah, you let their excuse fly. They promise you the next day, oh, I'll get this thing to you this day. Boom, they break the promise again 2 days in a row. Say they do that, they just continually break promises with you. What happens? Naturally, you lose trust in that person. It works the same exact way for ourselves. That's the recipe to building confidence in ourselves, to building trust in ourselves, and just building a solid, respectful relationship with ourselves, is sticking to the promises we make to ourselves, standing on our word. If we say we're going to do something, doing it. But the principle of it is, the next day I felt great. I felt confident. I felt secure in myself. I was in good, respectful relationship with myself. And I know for a fact that if I wouldn't have kept that promise and I would have skipped the ruck that day, I would have woke up and I would have subconsciously remembered that, bro, you broke the promise. You gave up on the challenge. You skipped the day. And it would have negatively affected the level of respect that I had for myself, and it would have impacted how I showed up that whole day subconsciously. I want to encourage us. Let us be people who just keep the promises that we make to other people, but also to ourselves. That's what integrity is. It's, if we say we're going to do something, let's do it. And have that understanding of what happens when we stick to promises. We build trust with other people, we build trust with ourselves, we build respect with other people, build respect with ourselves. So that's the principle, that's the lesson. I hope that this encourages you to maybe try a challenge for yourself. Come up with a habit and try to stick to it for a certain amount of days, or get creative with it. Come up with some sort of challenge with yourself to stick to. Make a promise to yourself in some way, and then practice keeping the promise. And throughout keeping that promise to yourself, you will gradually build confidence in yourself, and you'll build respect for yourself. You'll build trust with yourself, and you'll build a better relationship with yourself through that practice. And you'll just build momentum in all kinds of areas. I would encourage anyone to do daily rucking the way that I'm doing it. It is an awesome practice. It's great for your health. It's also just really solid for your mind. I like to listen to either like a sermon or listen to music as I go, or even just walk and pray. So I'm getting mental health, physical health, spiritual health, and I'm building momentum in all those different areas, kind of like holistic momentum, not just momentum physically or anything like that. But doing some sort of practice like that, or some sort of challenge like that, is a great way to just build some momentum. And life really is about keeping momentum going, because we're either, in the grand scheme of things, in like a weekly, day by day time frame, we're always either falling forward or we're falling backwards. Momentum's either rolling forward or it's rolling backwards. And that's why we need to be intentional about doing things that help us to keep the momentum that we have rolling forward. So for the next 40 days, I'm not going to lose momentum. I'm only going to continue gradually building it because I'm sticking to this promise. Anyways, hope that helps you. I freaking love you, man. Today will never happen again, bro. Today will never happen again. What are we going to do with it? I love you guys, man. If this brought you some value, do me a favor, share it, subscribe, like, do the YouTube stuff, help me grow the channel, and tune back in for more videos. Peace.